Okay, I want to give you a scenario. You're employed through a company that something takes place in the world and you're allowed to work from home to keep you safe, because that's what they claim. And you've been doing it for a few years. Probably a lot of people would say a lot longer than what should have been allowed to at this point in time. Well, eventually, the boss wants to look at everybody's production. He's trying to cut costs, trying to cut waste, trying to save their company some money. And they notice, everybody, they're looking at everyone's production level with whatever they do at home, on the computer, whatever. Call center, phone calls that they take from their house, whatever the case is. And then they start asking everyone, including the ones that they see that appear to be less productive. They ask everybody, please email us 5 things that you've done for the previous week. And they ask you to do that every week. And then when you don't answer, because you feel like it's racist or whatever, or against labor law to ask what you've been doing to earn a paycheck every week, then they just go ahead and invite you to resign, and they offer you something that you really don't deserve, which is a severance package, to go away. They tell you you can either, they tell you can either come in or you got to go. And you refuse to come in. You refuse to answer the emails. Well, if I were your boss, I'd done fired you. I wouldn't have gave you anything, but I'm not the boss. They're trying to be nice. And these nice people, the ones that are doing this, and this is mainly for government employees. I'm talking about Doge. But you're fussing and complaining because you're even being asked to respond to what y'all were still fussing about being asked to explain what you did for the previous week to earn your paycheck. Well, if you were on the job physically, you would get asked the same stuff. Hey, how's it going? How's it been going along? How's your week been? You made any progress on this project or that project or whatever? That's just normal, everyday work-related questions that you get asked at work, anyhow, or by friends or whatever at work, other co-workers, and you want to fuss about it. Now I'm going to give you another scenario. This one should hit you more in the head and the heart. You're the employer, owner of the company, and you have X amount of employees. And those X amount of employees, you've noticed over the last few years, are being less productive, but getting paid the same amount as what they were before when they were being more productive and they were earning that pay. Now they're not wanting to do nothing, or maybe 25% of what the total 100% that they're supposed to be doing. You got other people that's having to try to pick up their slack, and they're not getting any more pay. They're having to do the job of 2 people, and nothing's being said or done by the supervision, because the supervision is just as guilty. So you're not the employee that does that we were speaking about. Now you're the employer dealing with that type of employee that we were speaking about. Now the shoe is on the other foot, and now you're on the receiving end of how the employees that we were discussing are treating the company and treating your profits as an owner. Now, do you think it's still unfair that you gotta let go of some people? Why would you want to keep those people if they're not doing you any good? That's not good business sense. Now are your eyes open? Doge is not meant to be here to. It's not meant to be here to be a bad thing. It's meant to clean house. Okay. You know what about once a year you do spring cleaning? Well, that's what you're doing. You're doing spring cleaning to your company. And you guys, some of you want to complain about that. You know it makes sense. You know that's the way it should be. You just want to, have a free ride. The only difference between you and the person living in the projects is the fact they may have more kids than you. You're both still trying to draw free money from the government. Yeah, I'm going to belittle you just like that. You're no different than that low-income mama who done had 10 kids by 10 different baby daddies. They're all in jail because they were slinging dope on the corner and got caught at it. And now you think you're entitled to get all the government benefits that you can and not work a single damn day in your life. You're no different than them. I'm talking to the employee now. That was all for the employee. The employer, if you're going to let it keep going like that, you're just as sorry as your employees. You won't have a company much longer. You're going to be shutting your doors. And then you're going to have to go work for somebody else. See how all this goes? Government employees, put yourselves in those employers' shoes. If you were doing this, if you were them, you would agree that they should be that you should be cut. You're dead weight. You're a waste of time and money right now. And as far as if they save enough money through all this, and there's enough to cut dividend, and there's a huge enough dividend to cut dividend checks to give back to us taxpayers by next year, possibly. There's nothing that's been said definite. They just said if it can happen, yes, we would like to. It's a possibility. And these reporters want to keep reporting that they're saying definite. No one has said anything definite. They said it's a possibility. It could happen. Nothing promised on that. So don't try to, don't try to twist the words in the narrative. Don't try to create, I know you're going to try to create your own narrative, but no. Those of us that are paying attention know better. Unfortunately, you got a lot of people that aren't paying attention. That's the bad part. But I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to make it any clearer or make any more sense than what it already does. I mean, bottom line is, the reason why y'all don't like this reason why you don't like that group, you don't like Doge, is because all you politicians Not saying any politicians are going to see this, but regardless, all those politicians, they're taking in dirty money from people, cartels, whatever, pharmaceutical companies. I could go on and on and on. They're sending it to these other things that is listed of all the things that they've mentioned that so far they've caught up with, that's waste and fraud, that's under waste and fraud. That stuff they're sending their dirty money to, and it's being circulated back to them, to these politicians, to these people that know these politicians. They're all getting kickbacks. It's dirty money that's being laundered. The bottom line is the inevitable reason why. So that's the Social Security deal, where you got these people that are way too old to even be alive anymore, and they're collecting Social Security. That's also part of the money laundering scam or scheme. This is the real pyramid scheme of America. Not an MLM. A true MLM is as legit will get. That's what Amway is an MLM. If you look at it, working for an employer, that's a pyramid scheme too. Somebody's at the top. And everything trickles down. Everybody gets their percentage of the share, percentage of the weekly share. It's a pyramid scheme. That's what you want to call it. Y'all are calling other things pyramid schemes. Y'all use that word loosely, that title loosely, because you don't even know what it is. You're just going by what you see off Google and other people's misunderstandings. Just like tariffs. I was going to do a separate video on tariffs, but hell, I'll just go ahead and do it all right now. Tariffs. Only 12 minutes in. How come is it? Answer me this, people. How come is it all these years, all these decades, you do realize these foreign countries that he's going to put reciprocating tariffs on for not following the program, or for them refusing to follow the program, and those are called reciprocating tariffs, which means if they tax us 150%, they're going to get taxed 150%. So we're not losing anything. They're the ones losing. They want to if any of these countries want to fix this mess, just come to America and do your business. Come to America and build. Have your product built in America to where you don't have to pay tariffs. It's that simple. But why is it's okay when they do tariffs against us? None of y'all complain about that. That's another reason why things cost the way they do. It's because the tariffs they put on us before it even gets here. We have to pay tariffs to get it into our country. But y'all don't complain about that. The media doesn't report that. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative right now, because Trump's back in office and they want to have, they've got to find stuff again, like they did the last term. And they're still failing. They're still trying to fail him. They're failing at making him look bad again. It ain't going to happen. But why is it okay for other countries, they've been allowed to tariff us for decades, and that's allowed? But now that we're going to do it back to them like it should have been done years ago, all this time, and we're the bad guys. We're the ones going to make prices go up. No. And in the long run, our chess player, Trump, our chess champion, Trump, they're going to finally give in. These countries are going to give in, and they're going to come over here. Most of them, if not all of them, will come over here and build and produce. So when it says made in America, it actually was made in America. They're going to build and they're going to produce, and they won't have any more tariffs on them. And then the prices will drop in the stores, no matter what store it is, for whatever store. Whether it's groceries, electronics, clothes, whatever. Why do we think it's okay for these countries to treat it, that these countries have been treating us like shit for decades? Why do we think that's okay for us to be treated like dogs? That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all are brainwashed into believing that's okay. I mean, seriously, you don't get it? Are you really that brainwashed? I mean, you really think that all that is okay for us to be done that way? What is wrong with you? I don't get it. It literally is common sense. That's why the party's named that way. It's common sense. You don't accept being mistreated. Why would you want to? Why would you think it'd be okay to do so? The sad part about it is this has to be explained to you. It shouldn't have to even be explained to you. You should get it automatically. You should have a complete and total understanding of all of it automatically. Well, if you watch the right type of news from the right news stations and get away from Lucifer's news stations, separate yourself from the wolf in sheep's separate yourselves from the wolf in sheep's clothing. They're all over the legend medias. They're all over all the alphabet soup medias, including, I'll say this since I'm in Chattanooga area, including my local news medias, Channel 3, Channel 9. I don't know about Channel 12. Nobody really talks about Channel 12 no more. But Channel 3 and Channel 9, they're horrible about it. And you local people here want to post it on Facebook, thinking you're posting the truth. You're not. No, you're not. You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea at all. You're completely oblivious to the whole thing. And those of us that try to explain it to you, you don't want to listen. You deny. You are in complete denial. Some people that I'm on Facebook with, that I went to school with, you're in complete denial. So now they're still currently price gouging eggs, claiming nationwide shortage. No, that was a few months ago when they killed all the chickens, tried to blame it on bird flu. and then they processed them, sent them to the processing plant, packaged them, put them on the store shelf for you to buy. So they supposedly poisoned us with bird flu. Are those that bought the chickens? We ain't in a chicken shortage because of anything other than the fact that Democrats tried to they tried to get rid of chickens, claiming bird flu. Well, if you'd quit, let's see how I can put this. You ever heard of chemtrails? Those things that those planes, jets, whatever, way up in the sky, you can watch them. And you see these little white trails. There's chemicals in those that go into the atmosphere, create all the stuff that happens in the sky and the clouds. It can create violent storms, hurricanes, tornadoes. You don't have to believe me. Most of you probably won't. But it's true. There's a such thing as chemtrails. They've been doing it to us for years. I ain't gonna say decades, I'll just say for years. It's sad, the things that they're doing. Getting caught for doing it. And then fighting about it. That's why they're fighting about Doge. That's why they're fighting about Doge. Because we're hurting their pocketbooks. They only make so many $100,000 a year. But their bank account shows that they're bringing in millions. Billions. Why is that? Because of the laundering. Money laundering. We're trying to stop it and they're getting mad. Funniest thing I've heard here recently is, it ain't been really, well, it's been recently, I call it recently, ever since the election or shortly after the election when Doge was introduced. The Trump, Elon Musk presidency. All of a sudden, I guess Elon Musk is the vice president, but whatever happened to Vance? I know he's still alive. I seen him just the other day doing a conference. Vance is illegal. Vance didn't get elected to be president. No. But he got hired by your president in a legal manner to do this. He has all the authority that Trump has given him. He doesn't have full authority because there are some things that Trump's done said that if they don't want him involved in, if they don't want Elon Musk involved in, he will tell him to back down or back off. Every day Musk reports to him, reports the findings, shows them to him. Trump tells him what to do, and then he does it, or he asks Musk for a suggestion, and Trump will a lot of times go along with it because he asked for the suggestion about how to handle it. So at no time is Musk doing anything. Majority of the time, he's not doing anything inappropriate. And if something comes up, Trump says something. He handles it. So people, get over it. We've been doing this not quite 2 months yet. Next week, I believe, will be 2 months. We ain't even started. Getting so much done, so much progress made, and we ain't even started. And y'all are already belly aching. And now the Democrats are going to try to do a shutdown, a government shutdown. What do you think that's going to do to a lot of things? That's going to be their fault. Schumer's wanting to do it just because he's in a lot of trouble because of J6. Yes, we're coming to get you. You guys played checkers for 4 years. Now it's time to play chess with us. Good luck with that. Alright, 26 minutes in. It's time to cut it out. Cut it off. Might come up with something else to do. Another topic. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. Be safe. Stay out of trouble if you can. See you later.